while they lobbed off the cornices at the top of the mountain to make the Back Corries safe for everybody, we prepared for our first run down the slopes, and we followed the ski patrol down the slopes, followed Jeff and Will, and we had amazing powder, super light kind of champagne-y powder. Dropped in straight off the cornice. Nobody had been down there. No, they said there was only 5 centimetres of snow, but there was a good 15 centimetres in, where we were putting those turns in, and it was amazing, yeah.
Day 3 was a pretty epic powder day again, so we were lucky we had 2 out of 3 pretty epic powder days, and we were in the Back Corries all day skiing runs like Chances. We skied Easy Gully, which is pretty steep actually. They reckon it's about 55 degrees at the top and pretty narrow. There's a version of it that's been affectionately known as Squeezy Gully because it is pretty narrow. And you had to jump turn down there, so it was pretty tight. Not what we were expecting in Scotland, to be honest, to be skiing some of the steeper stuff that we have done anywhere.
Stood at the top of that thing was seriously intimidating. I think it definitely got my adrenaline going, and fortunately Chris went before me, so then I knew it was doable.
I constantly meet people that are surprised about the Back Corries, and here we are on a good day. We've got great visibility, and basically it's comparable with the Alps, with off-piste anywhere that you would get. It's sort of like in Europe or potentially other places. So it can be steep. We've got lots of itineraries. They're basically, I suppose, sort of double black diamonds or these types of things. So there's steep entrances, there can be cornice terrain, there can be basically sort of gullies that you can be kind of skiing, rock hopping, there's all sorts.
It's more alpine than you'd expect. There are other resorts in Scotland, but they just don't have the access that we have. And you can ski over other places, but it's a big hike out. Whereas here it's a traverse. You can traverse for 20 minutes back to the lift system, and you can lap these big lines that they're definitely alpine lines, not something you expect here. Yeah, the views, you kind of have to come and see them. The views from the summit over to the Ben are epic, and then you can see all the way out to the Cullen and most of Scotland. It's completely different to the Alps, but really good in its own way.
Driving through on the way up here and on the way back, I've been blown away by the scenery and the amount of mountains that are actually snow-capped. There's serious touring available here for people that are into their skiing, touring, and it really is a very special place, and I'll definitely be coming back.
So on Wednesday evening we met at a pub called the Grog and Gruel, which was much nicer than it sounds, and we were there with Heather from Nevis range, the marketing team there, but also some what you'd probably term local ski heroes, the guys that have really pioneered this backcountry skiing in Scotland.
But Nevis range is pretty unique in that it's got a gondola that takes you up and then a couple more lifts, and all of a sudden you're right on the edge of probably the biggest freeride terrain in the UK. Everything drops away from you, and there's everything from good easy off-piste runs right up to some of the steepest skiing that's been done.
Sometimes you might have to put up with ancient drag lifts sort of pulling you up on a T-bar next to some snowboarder who doesn't know how to stay on it, and you might have to wait half an hour in the morning for them to de-ice to put them on the summit tool. But I mean, if you're going to complain about that, then you're probably in the wrong place.
It's the place to come if you really want to ski steeps properly in the UK. It's the place to be. You've got it in other parts of Scotland. You've got terrain that good, but it's the lifts that run over the top that mean that you can get 7-8 laps in that kind of those kind of steep lines in one day, and that's pretty unique.
Coming up here, as we found out, you've got to go last minute. We were supposed to go up a week earlier. The weather was not on our side. The snow wasn't great, and we came up on a Sunday. The weather wasn't great that day either, but then we had Bluebird on Monday, snowed on Tuesday, so down day again, but then Wednesday was fantastic, another sunny powder day. I think that sort of sums it up. If you're booking a holiday, coming up here, do it last minute and really just, make the most of what you can get, and be prepared to change your plans. Maybe book a sort of a 2-week period and say, we're going to come up here for 3 days. Lots of the accommodation's flexible around here, so it's perfectly set up for that. But it really makes a difference if you get good weather. This place is spectacular, as you can probably see from behind me.